This is my client, Julian. He's a bit of a local legend for his memes and his edgy sense of humor online. I've known him for quite some time. He's also actually, believe it or not, a stand-up comedian.
Or it's just because, like, I don't know if you guys have watched literally any war movie before, but I just look like the guy in, like, every war movie. He's just, like, shaking in the tent, opening up.
But today, the joke's gonna be on him. I'm gonna subject him to a psychological experiment called the marshmallow test. Now, I know for a fact that Julian's been on a health binge recently. He hired a personal trainer, he's sticking to his meal plan. So, you know what? I decided to message his fiance and find out what's his ultimate cheat food vice. And it turns out Julian cannot control himself around watermelon gummies. I know. So let's see if he can delay gratification and stick to his meal plan while we talk with him. Anyways, I want to embarrass Julian and talk about his worst financial mistakes ever. All right, guys, so Julian Rowan is here. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Huge fan of Julian. He's a friend. Like I said, he's actually a client of mine. And Julian, you're like, I'm looking at it now, 14,000 followers on Twitter. I'm just gonna fluff you up a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
7,000 followers on Instagram. You become a bit of a local legend.
Don't forget my OnlyFans too. I got a couple thousand right there too.
It's pretty wild.
It is, yeah, I guess as a class clown as a kid, this has kind of become a dream and then in some ways became a curse, which we can definitely get into a little bit.
Absolutely, but well, one thing I've noticed lately is that you're actually kind of on a bit of a fitness, you know, you're diving in there. Tell me more, what's that about?
I put on the COVID-15 for sure.
So many good lessons there, one of which is like, you gotta delay gratification, right? Especially with the diet thing.
Yes.
I mean, the diet's intense. And, you know, speaking of you being married and all that, I actually texted your fiance today.
Uh-oh.
And I got some great information.
Oh,
and we wanna make sure that you are delaying gratification. Have you ever heard of something called the marshmallow test?
No.
Okay, well, Julian Rowan.
Oh, okay, yeah, with the kids and stuff?
I was able to determine your number one vice.
Oh, shit. Not the grapefruit slices.
So I'm just gonna put these here.
I hate you.
And this is you know, I hate to do this to you, but
should have also been like heroin on there too, just like.
We've got this in front of us here. The whole goal is that you can see if you can
It smells so good.
I know, you're gonna try to see if you can go a whole video without eating them.
I already hated this because you're like more attractive and successful than me, just directly next to you, and now you have to throw this. Well, this is better because you originally wanted me to go fuck yourself, by the way. You originally wanted me to come on because your girlfriend, who I love, Alana, did the whole show the visa and work on your finances. And Allie, my fiance, is very frugal.
Yeah.
Just crucifies me if I ever spend money. Are you actually going to eat it the entire time? Okay. And like, I was not going to go through my visa with you or lie, right? I didn't want to be like, okay, Jessica, OnlyFans, Amber, OnlyFans, and then like Brazzers Premium, Pornhub Premium, and then I was going to be just career suicide and relationship suicide. So maybe this is better. These the grapefruit ones, or are they?
They're the grapefruit ones.
I hate you. So
Allie specifically mentioned grapefruit.
Okay, well, she knows my vices.
I thought we would actually incorporate something else with this, which could be fun for me. I think that, sure, we know because of everything you're doing with self-development, your diet, you don't want to touch these, although they do look really good.
Are you going to put a flashlight down in front of me now?
No, nothing there. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna play a little game, and it's called Eat or Tell. And you either have to destroy your diet on camera in front of the world and go back on your promises of being a better person.
Oh man.
Or you have to answer the question I'm gonna ask.
Okay, I'm an open
truthfully.
book. You should have put like Wisers or something. That would be, if you knew I was an alcoholic, you would have prepared for this better.
First question to you, you can choose to eat in front of everybody. This is a perfect lose-lose, by the way. Either way, you're an asshole.
I know,
here, so
this better be a lowball question.
First question, what is the worst part of having me as your financial advisor?
That we're friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was hoping for something else, but whatever.
Well,
I thought you were gonna hit me with something, but you're like, that's actually a nice thing to say.
To say that's it. It's just maybe that I know that you're going to talk to me more as a friend. And, but I need that. I need that accountability.
For sure.
I need that accountability.
As opposed to what else? As opposed to like just not really knowing the person that well?
So if I, let's say, want to pull money out, which I've talked to you about after some nights in Toronto that we won't get too involved in.
There's two ways you could view the don't take money out argument. It's either one of two things. it's me trying to care for future Julian, or it's me just trying to earn a commission on your money?
Yes, it's probably
And you're
the
not really,
latter.
it's probably the fee, honestly.
As you started your own company at 25, yeah, I'm doing this as a charity.
Next question for you.
Yes.
What do you think is the worst part about having you as a client?
Oh,
You're in
geez.
my-
No, this is easy, man. I
This
thought you were
is
gonna ask
easy.
me about my childhood problems here. Like, I was expecting to cry on this candy. We're just talking about you and me. I'm opinionated.
Yeah.
I know when I moved my money over to you, I think I was doing like these long-term investments and
Yeah.
could clearly see the money. And
Right.
for a period of time, I think when I initially went with you, it jumped up.
Yeah.
Then it was very much just at even
Stagnant.
keel. And I had no clue about the market, what was going on. But I was like, I told you that I'm not a very high-risk person, typically going to be the outcome of
Right.
staying here. And you were like, you gave me a very, very great explanation. And then getting you to be like, hey, can I get the money from the TFSA because my fiance looks at our statements religiously.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Next question for you.
'Kay.
What is your worst financial mistake that you can remember making?
Oh God, I can't say that on YouTube. I had a bad stint at the casino.
Oh,
and
yeah?
one time, I figured out roulette was so much better than blackjack because I'd space it out. I was like,
Right.
this is free,
It's free money.
I just need to double it down. And I was with my buddies.
Yeah.
And red hit 15 times in a row, and I just kept doubling up and doubling up and doubling up and doubling up. Allie, I'm sorry. I think I told you this, but that was pretty bad. Also, what someone might see as a very terrible purchase was I went to Toronto on a limb when they made the NBA Finals. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
spent $1,200 for like touching the back of the wall tickets. So some people would be like, that's ridiculous.
But did you go for the game? Was
yeah,
that the game?
I was in the arena.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, it was totally worth it. It was on my bucket list that if they ever made the finals, I'd go no matter what. So,
Kind of like these grapefruit gummies. So worth it. What is the number one financial habit or secret you would like, or you are hiding from your fiance?
financial secret. So what do you mean by that?
Like, what kind of habit or secret are you like, oh God, I don't want my fiance to find out about this, or it's going to create some fractures.
I mentioned
in
the
what we have.
OnlyFans, right? No, I'm just kidding. She knows, but not to the extent of how much money I spend on entertainment purposes. Like doing Sober October, it's insane. Like my visa is typically 4 times what it is
Crazy.
right now.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean,
like,
you're at the comedy club, you're doing shows, you're in the entertainment,
all the
like
time,
you're
man.
always,
Like, I'm always
there's always something to spend money on.
always going out, whether it's my social network, my work buddies, it's a sales atmosphere, and then comedy, and then just being sad sometimes.
We can say that you successfully passed the game. I mean, I could ask you,
Easy.
what's
Easily
what's your,
passed.
like, I could just dagger you at the end. What's your greatest insecurity?
Oh damn. Being next to you right now. Caring too much what people think about me. It's like, everyone tweets that, don't care what people think, but it's funny how much those people keep saying that.
Oh, dude, this is...
When it's clearly that you care, right?
Right.
Don't care what people think, don't care what
Right.
people think. Like all these like body positivity, and then they're crying the next day on their Instagram and stuff like that. Like it's this badge that people are putting up that is so not true to what they actually think and feel.
Yeah, I mean, for me particularly, like, it's just a model I hold in my head that if someone keeps saying something so like vehemently and like emotionally, it means they're the one they're saying it to.
Yeah.
So if you're like, if like when you hear people talking about like, don't care what other people think, don't care what other people think, those are the people who care what other people think when they say
Yes.
that. And if you go through like, if you scroll through my Twitter feed, you can essentially just see what I doubt about myself. Like when you're scrolling through Josh Olfert and you look at all these things, it's like literally me making notes to myself like, oh, hey, you suck at this, do this.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm broadcasting to the world like, hey, take my lesson. It's more so like, this resonated with me because I'm really bad at it.
And my biggest thing too is like, there's nothing anyone could ever say to me that I haven't already told myself.
Right.
Like, in my mind, a lot of the time I think I'm an awful comic, or it's that, you have all this local jokes, or like you hide behind a meme, and like all this stuff.
That's crazy.
And, it's just, you'll make these comments but not actually know the facts behind it, and like you're just a people pleaser. So that's kind of why I deleted Twitter.
Yeah.
Like the most vulnerable thing I could say as to why is that I just couldn't handle the negativity. I think some people could be strong as comics and not care what people say and just tweet what they want, but it was affecting my mental health too much, and I just figured that it was time. Like, it's also weird as like a 26-year-old being like, oh, what are these Shaftesbury kids tweeting about today? I'm 26, but still
in it.
Not on a registry yet.
That's super funny that you say that, caring what other people think. I think that's like, it's not like some people don't have that, but it's interesting how you went into stand-up comedy then. It's literally the #1 exercise of learning to almost not care what people think. So for me, I honestly view, and like the reason for this channel and the reason of all the discussion I love to have is because I think dialing in your finances is the ultimate self-development exercise. You have to learn so many things. You have to learn about delaying gratification. You have to learn about sacrifice. You have to learn about storing up for tomorrow. You have to learn about being prudent and investing and not being too aggressive. And like, there's such a nice little area you have to like bounce off the walls and learn all the hard ways. And finally you get to like, you become a different person in that process, right?
Yeah.
Comedy is also that. Like, a lot of people who do self-development say you should try to learn to do stand-up comedy. Because it almost, what do you think it is about comedy that like develops you as a person?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Facing rejection is probably a big one.
And there's a lot, I hate you. There's a lot of different ways, because I think you just learn so much. So I'm trying to think of like, what is the #1 thing? Because obviously there's going to be the benefits of public speaking.
Communication, learning how to like tell a story. How
to read people.
Right.
That's obviously big, but
yeah, I don't have that one.
Yeah. And internally, I think what it does is just give a voice to people who felt the calling to do it. A lot of people who are doing stand-up, you might try an open mic and you might bomb, but the people who, and everyone bombs the first like year of doing comedy, but really the only reason people do it because they feel that they're called to do it. And that's exactly the way I felt about it. I think you need a hobby that makes you money, keeps you fit, and makes you creative. So I think that that is where, if I'm having a bad day, I look at my life in cups. So I have my personal life cup, I have my business cup, and I have my creativity cup. A lot of times if I bomb on stage or whatnot, creativity cup's low, but then I fill it with my personal life. I go home to my fiance, or I suck at work. I lose a $100,000 deal. Well, then that just motivates me to look at the cup of creativity and hit an open mic and work on a joke. So I think the #1 thing you learn is purpose from it. So many people, I think it's their biggest fear to do stand-up comedy. So I don't think it's something that I would recommend everyone to do for sure. But I think that's the... Did I answer that question?
You answered it great.
Okay, cool.
You know what? Julian Rowan. Great to have you.
Didn't have a single one.
You didn't have a single one, and we're gonna keep this camera rolling on you the whole way out the building to make sure nothing happens off. But
definitely,
hey, man,
take a couple.
So great to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
Great to chat about finance. Great to hear what you hate about me being your advisor.
Yeah, it was easy.
Oh, yeah,
it was easy.
And for anybody who wants to check out what Julian's up to, where can they find you? Maybe you don't want them to find you.
No, I don't know, just my Instagram, Julian Rowan, and come to Rumors Comedy Club if you're in Winnipeg. It's the best bang for your buck in terms of money spent and value. I think people need a laugh right now. I'm in the Winnipeg Comedy Festival this weekend and stuff, so just look for anytime there's a local comedy show going on. We'd love to have you out there.
Awesome. Well, hey, I'm hoping you guys learned something from having Julian on telling us about his horrible financial mistakes. But hey guys, if you like stuff like this, if you enjoy learning from people like me and Julian and all this sorts of things, talking about finance, talking about wealth, don't you dare. Make sure to smash all those buttons, hit like, hit subscribe, and turn on post notifications for more videos just like this one every single week. Until next time.